Officially demolished later this year. That decision was made just hours ago with a 6-1 vote by the Vigo County Council. Just a week ago, there was uncertainty surrounding the project. Will Price joins us now. Will, what happened over the last 7 days that allowed this project to move forward?
Yeah, Mike, it was lots and lots of meetings between the county commissioners and the council. Garmon Construction was involved in these efforts, and by today, enough of the council was convinced that the $4.5 million price tag on this project was well worth it. Soon, the old Vigo County Jail will be no more. That decision comes after years of work from local officials to see what was best for this site. Councilmember Vicky Wager, one of the 6 who approved this project, says it was the condition of the facility that ultimately swayed her.
It really was a calamity when we began to investigate it. Part of the foundation had sunk, part of the wall had pulled away from the roof and so forth.
Now to the next stages. That involves beginning to remove equipment connected to this communication tower, which will be relocated before demolition can take place. County Commissioner Chris Schweitzer provides details on the timeline.
As early as next Tuesday, we're going to sign a contract to purchase the building. That could be a 6-month timeline to put the equipment that's in the basement in. So once we get that building in place and the equipment moved, then demolition can happen, which probably won't take place until later this fall or maybe even toward winter.
What will be left in that location will be a green space connected to the Turn to the River project, and Schweitzer says he was happy to see this move on to further downtown development.
At the beginning, I really truly thought this was a jail demolition, but it's really truly a transformation of downtown Terre Haute. As the riverfront plan comes to fruition, and as we're trying to bring the Wabash to the river, I think this is vital to that project.
Now, long-term, this space could be renovated, but Schweitzer says that will be a conversation for down the road. Mike.
All right, thanks a lot, Will. All right, well, several local law enforcement agencies worked together to take down a large-scale distribution of meth in Clay County. At a news conference this afternoon, Clay County Prosecutor Emily Clark says the Clay County Sheriff's Department began the investigation in 2023. They found the large-scale distribution fed into Sullivan and Vigo counties. The Sheriff's Department in all 3 of these counties, along with Terre Haute Police Department and Indiana State Police, worked together on this case. Investigators learned the drug ring brought in more than 10 or more pounds of meth into Clay County every week.
After several months of investigation, on February 26, 2024, these agencies were able to seize over 12.5 pounds of methamphetamine in one night in Clay County.
Says they seized over $225,000 in meth in a single night. Despite these arrests, the investigation continues, and the Indiana State Police Sergeant Matt Ames says they are still taking tips from the public.
We will continue to take tips from the public. You can call and tap the Clay County Sheriff's Department or the Indiana State Police locally so that we can get our officers, so we can get this methamphetamines out of our neighborhoods, so that therefore get rid of the drugs.
The names of those 18 people who were arrested can be found on our website, mywabashvalley.com. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb has signed dozens of bills since lawmakers concluded their annual session on Friday. One of the major pieces of legislation he signed is Senate Enrolled Act 1. It will hold back thousands of 3rd graders who didn't pass the state's reading test. Supporters of the measure say it's meant to address the state's literacy rates, which have been declining. The governor also signed a bill that establishes new voter verification checks. First-time voters will need to provide proof of residency when registering in person. That's unless they submit an Indiana driver's license or social security number that matches an Indiana record. The law will also require officials to cross-reference the state's voter registration system with data from the BMV. The legislation also gives Indiana the power to contract with credit data agencies to verify voters' addresses.